thermostats to cool and then as low as you can get them, and we'll wait till they kick on.
Okay.
So sometimes what will happen is, because most likely what we'll do, what we typically run thermostat wires to them to manage them, just in case if anything was to ever overload that thing for any reason. But a lot of times when you first initially start it, and that smart, it's got a board on it, it's pretty smart. When it first gets hit with that load, it'll bump start, almost like it'll take the load and then drop it really quick, and it'll lock it out for 30 minutes. But I can reset it really quick and just pull that device off of it, so then it's not managed at all. But it only does that whenever it first initially starts.
Well, and so it'll do it.
So basically, it doesn't do it all the time. It only does that on certain units. But I want to go ahead and prepare you for that. If it does do that,
okay,
that's normal, because it only do it that first time. It's almost like it's just letting itself know how big that load's going to be, and
it's like it's learning.
Right, exactly. It only takes one time, and it doesn't always do it. It only does that on some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I have known that. But whenever it does that, what will happen is it'll lock it out for 30. So we'll have to wait for 30 minutes before it'll.
Okay.
So that's why I'll just pull that out of there, and then whenever I plug it back in,
you will pull it out.
Yes. So basically, I will unmanage it. That's. Yeah.
I don't feel like that doesn't feel like a test of the system as it would be in the event we needed to use it.
But okay, let me finish.
Okay.
So whenever I plug it back in, it'll restart it to where we have to wait that 5 to 10 minutes. Again.
Okay, gotcha. So that it bypasses.
Yeah,
that 30
right.
minutes.
And basically what it'll do is whenever I pull it out, those ACs will kick right back on. But as soon as I plug it in, it'll shut them again. But it's only that 5 to 10 minutes. So it's basically like the power's been restored, and now it's. Gotcha. And now we're on generator power again.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah.
All the units have
the 521 compressor savers?
Yeah, and the sticker says it must be a hard start. I have a question into your office, have had for over a week, that I really think, and everybody I've talked to says soft start's better.
I think they are too.
But what your sticker says, this is.
So
it's protected by this, and it's basically says has to have hard start.
Right.
And I have questions about whether that's good practice or a requirement of quality home products.
So that's what we put in. Okay, we don't do soft start, and we don't even do the 521 compressor savers. We subcontract that out to an AC company.
Yeah, he installed one wired
right.
wrong.
Yeah. Oh, great. So, and that's why we subcontract that out to an AC company, because we don't want to have that liability. But so, from my understanding, okay, the difference between a soft start and a hard start is a hard start is it just stores power. Okay, so basically it's going to hold that amperage, and as soon as there is a demand for it, like that generator kicks on and that demand is there, that compressor tries to kick on, right? The compressor, it releases that charge. Okay, and then as soon as the AC kicks on, it starts recharging itself and holding that amperage. So every time that compressor goes to kick on, if it takes it a while, right, then it has more of a charge to it and it's less of a draw on it. But if it's just, so let's say like
your understanding and my understanding are different.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
And that's
right. Okay.
But
I'm not an electrical engineer.
Right, and I'm not either. So this is just my understanding and how I've been explained how they work.
Okay. But you don't offer them, so it's kind of
no, I don't. Yeah, right, exactly.
But are we allowed to put one on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The other thing that's not the way that I would like it to be is Kohler offers the ability. They have an app, so you can remotely check that the unit's running, and I want to be able to do that. We travel a lot. I want to know if it's running without physically being here.
Right, and so we have a power telematics on it right now, and basically what that is it's a device where it tells you it tells you whenever it runs. Every time that thing runs, and their power telematics is going to send you a text or an email.
To me?
Yep. Yes. Anytime that thing runs.
Yet.
It has, so it might not be set up yet. I'll have to look at that, and if it's not set up, then we'll get that set up for you today. And it could be text and email. Both of them if you'd like it.
Mm-hmm. But okay?
But you won't be able to fully monitor it.
But I want that.
Yep.
So do I have to go to somebody else for that?
You will. So you can order. So basically, the way that works is they have a device that you could put in there and do that with.
Your office said that they didn't.
Well,
So I called them and they told me that they did.
Right.
And they told me the part number too. Yeah, let's shut off my recording. I'm trying to record all this. Has it revved yet?
no, sir, not yet.
Yeah, everything's set to go. Except the big unit.
Right, yeah.
So have you done what you said you were going to do to make it bypass?
No. I only do that whenever. So.
Oh, if it
doesn't pick it up.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty, sir. Power telematics is set up now.
Pardon?
Power telematics is set up now.
Okay.
So you'll get your alerts whenever it starts.
Okay, it goes
That's
to
both
my
the
cell.
text and email.
Okay, thank you. Adam, what's your first name again?
Dallin?
Dallin.
Yes, sir.
Why am I?
It's an Allen with a D.
Okay, Alan with a D.
You don't really ever see that name, so.
No, but it's
You know, it's so unique on the first name, but my last name's Jones.
there you go. So they made up for it.
Measure, is it?
No.
Found that on the ground over there. So
No, it's not.
Nice.
Okay.
You got a little 12 foot.
No, I don't know what that may be part of the install. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like to clean up one
You know, there was a little burp.
Yeah, right.
Was that like a refrigerator, maybe, or?
No, I doubt it. Yeah.
You think that's a AC?
Could be. Let's go check. Yeah. I heard a little burp earlier, and then, I think it's running good.
So this is the upstairs unit.
Right. Okay. So the upstairs unit is the one that took off. Wow, that's funny. Okay, so that's running fine.
The other two on this side, we can go through the pool area. It's the quickest.
Perfect.
Now the big unit shouldn't come on until I take that thermostat down.
Right.
And that's, to me, doggone it, the final test. Yeah, these gates are getting kind of, they're old and been swung on one time too many. Yeah, this is the other small one.
Okay, perfect. So
now let's give it the big, you'll see that.
Right, yeah.
We'll go around the house and I'll go kick the other one on. Well, that wasn't much of a burp.
No, it
really
wasn't. So those hard starts are doing their job. Clearly, it wasn't. There's a little bit of a load hit on it, but not much, right?
Yeah,
And so another thing I like to mention too is on these systems. Okay, so your automatic thought is a lot of people think is on your AC systems, like put it at like a higher setting, so that way you think it doesn't kick on as much. It'll cool and shut itself off. But you set it at those settings, and next thing you know, that thing's kicking off on and off every 15 minutes. What I like to do is, especially with my system, is keep them cold. Okay, set it at a low setting. If you get cold, turn them off. turn them off for a couple hours, and then let it, so that way, because the hardest thing for that generator to do is pick up loads. Once it's picked the load up, it can manage it. It'll keep it. So
that's a very good point, Josh.
So I would recommend, like, once your AC comes up and going, turn them down low, so that way, that generator is just sitting there working for you.
Yeah, and then, that's that's an excellent point.
Yeah, so it's not having, because that hard start, if it's not able to keep up with every time that thing starts, and it loses that, it's just a bigger load that generator's getting hit with, But
yeah, so my buddy doesn't like the inrush and all the hammering that everything's getting with the hard start.
Right.
That's why he went with soft start.
Right, yeah, and soft starts are gonna, like, I like soft starts a lot.
He measured 5,600 HVAC starts in a little over a year.
Wow.
So just think of that.
Yeah,
that's
a lot. Yeah, that's hard on everything. I heard it.
Did it already kicked in?
Yeah, it already kicked in. I heard it. It was a little louder than those other two kicking on, but it wasn't. Let's go make sure it's running.
Okay. Let's go this way.
Yeah. Let's go that way.
These are a lot. That is less loud than I expected.
Right. Yeah. That's another selling point on Kohler is they're a little quieter than Generac is. And they're really efficient when it comes to managing the loads and picking loads up.
So what did you install this morning, Josh?
26 Kohler.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah. That's the main unit we put in.
Yeah, they enjoy a good reliability reputation.
Yeah.
And in just talking to their service department, that's excellent.
Right.
They're really on top of things. That's not your company's strong suit. The office is not your strong suit.
You'll be moving to service after this. Oh yeah,
Okay.
It's working good.
Yeah.
All right, it picked everything up. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
The sales guy was first rate too.
Yeah.
Nice guy and knowledgeable. He impressed me. And the crew that came out they did the installation. Startup was a little dodgy, but
right, yeah. Like I said, I like to be pretty in depth with my startups and just kind of walk you through it so you have an idea on what what you're looking at.
And this for me is going to be invaluable because I'll remember it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when I need to remember it in the middle of the night when the hurricane comes on through and my wife's all upset and nothing's working.
So,
I'll need to have it on an iPad or someplace stored where I can actually see it without power, but maybe on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the most important things to take away from this, whole interaction is so we want to make sure that we're checking that oil level. All right.
Yeah.
So the number one, number two killers on these generators is low oil pressure or low oil and batteries, right?
Yeah.
So the battery's hot, the battery's good. We're not really worried about that. We just got to make sure in a long extended outage that we're doing our due diligence and just making sure we're checking our oil level. Now let's say we go out of town, okay? That's all right. That generator's going to run, and like I said, it has features on it to where it'll shut itself off before anything major happened to it.
Well, the thing I need to do is there's a chance we're out of town. My daughter and her husband live in town. They don't have one. So I need to create a cheat sheet for them.
Right.
I need to have the materials there, and then we'll just go through a little training session using your information.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And they're confident. They'll know what to do when that happens.
And another thing I like to mention too is like we're going to be out here in 6 months. Yeah. Okay. To do a service tech, an actual tech is going to be out here. to, go over go through the generator, make sure everything's working. If you have any questions, write them down because we're going to be out here, right? You can ask the tech himself. And then another thing I like to mention too is we're going to call you and say, hey, or text or email you and say, hey, we're going to be out on a Thursday. All right. Okay. If you haven't really ran your generator under a load and it's just done its weekly exercise, it's only ran for 20 minutes a week up until this point, do what I just showed you. Shut those breakers off. Let it run on, let it run for 4 or 5 hours, leading up to that service. So that way, if anything does happen to that generator, a tech's going to be on his way. You can call him and say, hey, I was running my generator the other day. It shut down on, it'll tell you on that display screen right there, on this right here. So if you need to bring a part with you, just
this is what happened.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
All right, so now I've just done what you suggested. Yeah. I've ran it. Right. How do I get back online?
So now all you have to do is, so these breakers are pretty hard to push over, right? I don't really like using my thumb. I like to use the palm of my hand and just step to the side and push it over. Same thing here. Over. Okay, and now what's going to happen is that generator didn't really run that long, so within a couple minutes the generator is going to shut itself off and transfer that power all at once, but it's so fast that you won't have to reset your clocks. You're not going to lose any more power. Okay, another thing I like to mention as well,
we're already online.
Yeah, so that's saying utility has been restored. Okay, it hasn't transferred yet because it really hadn't ran that long, right? So it's doing two things right now. It's making sure that power is restored fully so it doesn't have to keep kicking on and off, okay, right? And it's running a slight cool down, okay?
All right, so it's sensing
right, exactly
what's on the line.
That right there has told us that utility has been restored, and it sensed that, right? So now it's going to run for a couple minutes, and you'll hear that transfer right back, okay? So after saying that, when we deal with these storms, right, the worst thing about it is those surges we get, right? The power comes in and out every 5 minutes. Every time the Wi-Fi resets, the power goes down, right? Right. You have efficient power here now. You don't have to deal with those storm surges. You can come out here as long as it's safe, slap both those breakers off.
Stay on it until everything kind of clears up.
Yeah, until the center point says, hey, your power has been restored, or your neighbor's lights come on. You know what I mean? And stay on. Right, so that's just, as long as it's safe, you can do that at any time, even like when they're doing utility work and stuff like that. So, or, if your generator, you hear a generator kicking on and off, it'll do it. That's what it's made to do. But it's easier on you to slap these off, do that. Okay?
I have to say, this was critically important to the whole experience.
Good.
And you did it very well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I take a lot of pride in doing these demonstrations. So there we go.
Oh, I heard it.
There you go.
It went one. I heard one and then the other.
Yep, exactly.
So the generator is now flashing.
So that means it's running. So sometimes it'll do that too. So right now it's running a cool down. So if we were to unlock it and pull that lid up, it'll say running cool down. So it's going to run a little bit and then shut itself down. That's totally normal.
So based on what oil temperature? Or
right,
something?
exactly. So it being an air-cooled unit, so like let's just say we've been in a long extended outage, it'll actually transfer that power, like as soon as the utility power gets stored, within a minute it'll have it already transferred back, and then it'll run up to 5 to 10 minutes of just straight cool down, just to level it out, and then it'll shut itself off, or if that load gets dropped out again, it'll pick it right back up, right? So there we go. So now it's shutting itself off, and you're good to go. So
outstanding.
Thank you.
That was.
We've had these generators installed for a long time, and the power telematics just stays right there with them. Okay. The biggest thing with those is certain places, like you don't have that problem, but the signal's bad, and we'll have to install like an antenna with it.
Okay.
So that way they can.
Yeah, but he said it was pinging at 60 closed, so you'll be perfectly fine, even in the storm.
Yeah. Well, I haven't given up on a Cat 5 cable.
Right. Yeah, and you don't have to. I mean, if you could get that cable ran out here and get that part.
You just follow the gas line and it goes right past where it needs to tie into my router.
Right. I'm having difficulty here, so I'm going to work on this here in a minute. Just getting this last screw in here. I'll need to get some tools to get that more lined up.
What do you need? Like a punch?
Maybe or just I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a flathead screwdriver.
Okay.
Or a pair of pliers or something.
I got one of I got those.